I'm Emmanuel, and welcome to my workbench, and welcome to something a little bit different. So as you know, in my Friday Fast 5, I did a long series on my world banknote collection, my world currency collection focused on banknotes. And I want to tell you where I'm at with that. I've been trying to collect one banknote from each country that is that had some measure of independence since 1969. And I'll give you the status of where I'm at. If the country also had remonetizations, I want one of each of those eras of remonetization. And so this is the spreadsheet that I've been working with. Let me tell you what the color coding is on here. If something is just standard black text on white background, that means that I already have a banknote from that country or that division. It's just that I don't have all of the varieties. As you can see here, from Central African Republic, there's various years, 1961 to 1973, 1973 to 1991, and 2002 to 2022. There's issues over here that I'm looking for, because they're marked either with a different letter, like this one is marked with a B, this one's marked with an M, this one says Central African Empire, which is kind of cool. So I'm trying to get one of these. This is an example for Central African Republic. And the same goes for all of the other ones that are black on white. The ones that are orange on yellow, these are actually ones that I'm looking for, that I would consider to be missing in my collection, for my collection to be complete. And in these cases, these are all either they're countries that no longer exist, or they went into they went to rename themselves. So British Honduras is today known as Belize, but prior to 1973, it was British Honduras. So I would like to have a British Honduras banknote. So let's go. What I will do is let's filter it by the ones that I consider necessary for me to say that my collection is done, is complete, that I have one of everything. And this is the very short list over here. So we have Afars and Isas. Afars and Isas is what Djibouti used to be called up to 1977. Anguilla uses the EC dollar, or the East Caribbean dollar. I haven't found one with the right suffix. I need one with the U suffix. Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda uses the East Caribbean dollar as well, and they have the A suffix, so I'm looking for that as well. The British Honduras, up to 1973, they used the dollar. They are now known as Belize, so I'm looking for that. Dahomey, from 1960 to 1975, used the French West African franc, and in 1975, they became Benin. Montserrat is actually a British dependency, and they used the East Caribbean dollar, and that's with the M suffix. New Hebrides, this should be orange and not red, so let me fix that now. New Hebrides is what Vanuatu used to be called, and up to 1982 they used the New Hebrides franc, so I want like one of those. St. Lucia also uses the East Caribbean dollar, and they use the L suffix. And St. Vincent and the Grenadines, again, East Caribbean dollar, and they use the V suffix. And finally, Upper Volta, which renamed in 1983 to Burkina Faso, used the West African CFA franc marked with a C. So if I manage to fill out these, and some of them are pretty pricey, I'm not ready. Some of them are more, I see here, these are places where I saw that they're for sale. Some of them are a fair price that I'm willing to pay, but the more expensive ones, like 88 bucks, I don't know if I want to pay 88 bucks for a banknote just to complete a set. So we'll have to see. But if I had these, I would consider my world banknote set that I have one from each country. I would check that off and say, I have succeeded. Let's go now and get rid of this. Let's go look at the blue ones, or the green ones, because there's less green ones here. So let's go look at the green ones. So the green ones, again, these are they changed their political entities for some reason, and so these are green. They're not part of an existing entity. So we have the French West Indies that was a currency that the French Guyana, Martinique, and Guadeloupe used from 1961 to 1975. Kampuchea which was the in 1975 there was a temporary communist government formed there. Muscat and Oman. Muscat and Oman were renamed to Oman, and for 1 year they did produce the new Saïd Rial. North Vietnam. North Vietnam, I am looking, this is the communist Vietnam, and I am looking for the banknotes that were produced between 1959 and 1978. Qatar and Dubai later became just Qatar, but they did produce from 1966 to 1973 the Qatar and Dubai Rial. Rhodesia, I'm looking for the pound. And from 1970 to 1980, the dollar. Rhodesia got renamed after 1980. They became Zimbabwe. South Ossetia. South Ossetia is a breakaway part of Georgia, and in 2025 they produced some currency. So I put this on my list. Much like Transnistria, I'd like to have a copy of this, and the bill is called, or the money is called, the Zarin. But they are a breakaway part of Georgia. And finally, the communist part of Yemen, or the People's Democratic Republic of Yemen, from 1967 to 1996, they used the dinar. Moving on to the cyans. The cyans are usually part of France, or in most of these I'm looking at very quickly, they're either part of the United Kingdom or they're part of France, but they do produce currency with the name of these territories on them, for lack of a better word. Most of these I do have. For example, Falkland Islands and Gibraltar I do have, but what I am missing is back when it was the pound sterling, before they changed to the modern pound, the pre-decimalization. So I'm missing the pound sterling for these. Same thing for Guernsey, same thing for the Isle of Man, same thing for Jersey, same thing for St. Helena. And same thing for Scotland. So all of these are part of the UK, and I'm missing the banknote from before they used the decimalization, and they were using the pound sterling. Guadeloupe is part of France, and they did use the new franc from 1960 to 2002. Martinique, again, part of France, same thing. They used the new franc. And in this case, the bill was marked with the word Martinique, whereas this one, it was marked with the bill with Guadeloupe. Reunion is in the, I think, Pacific or the Indian Ocean. I don't know which oceans, but again, it's part of France. And there are banknotes that are marked with Reunion on it. St. Helena, I mentioned before. These are a group of islands including Ascension and Tristan da Cunha. For St. Helena, I'm missing not only the British, sterling, the pound sterling, but also the decimalized pound that was issued after 1971. Saint Pierre et Miquelon, an island right next to Newfoundland, again used the new franc. And again, Scotland, as I mentioned before, the pound sterling era of the Scottish pound. Let's go finally to the white background over here. That is the last one. So all of these I already have. I'm just missing a specific date range to complete my set. I am not going to go over all like into detail, but I'll just list that. I have Angola, which I'm missing. This you can see over here the year range that I'm missing. Angola, Barbados. Barbados is special. They did use the East Caribbean dollar, but they used that up to 1972. So I'm looking for, and there was only the generic version of that bill. So I am looking for a generic version of the East Caribbean dollar from prior to 1972. Modern day Belarus. I don't have the current ruble. I'm missing Bermuda, Bhutan, the 1992 provisional dinar from Bosnia-Herzegovina, the Cruzeiro Real from Brazil, Cameroon. I'm missing 3 from Central African Republic, the CFA franc from 1961 to 1973. I'm missing 3 from Chad. I'm missing 1 from Comoros, Republic of Congo before it was named Zaire. I'm missing 1 of those. The Republic of Congo. This is modern day Republic of Congo. We got 3 from Equatorial Guinea. I have Ethiopia, 3 from Gabon. You'll notice that a lot of African countries, there's 3 because they went through various iterations of the Central African CFA franc. The Gambia, Guinea, Jamaica, Latvia, Libya, Macau, Malawi, Mali, Malta, Mauritania, Portuguese Timor, before it got independence in 1976, St. Thomas and Principe, Syria, and Syria is because they just changed their denomination to the second pound starting in 2025, so I need a modern note from Syria. And finally, Transnistria, the first ruble. And this, ladies and gentlemen, would be all of the notes that I am missing to have to complete my collection. Really what I'm trying to complete, to say that I'm really done, that I'm satisfied, is to have all of the ones in yellow over here. So I'm working slowly to accumulate those. You will see ongoing supplementary episodes as they come out. But that being said, stay tuned because I will be starting my World Coin series where I have many. Let's see, these are the ones I don't own. But if I go over here to the ones that I do own, I have many. And I'm ready to go now to start my series of world currency focusing on coins. Well, I hope you enjoyed this update. It's a little bit different than what I usually do. If you did, I always appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go over here to the right to click on my logo to subscribe. And you'll see at the top over here a playlist of a world currency. And over here at the bottom, a playlist of my Friday Fast Fives. Until next time, thanks for watching.